By the mid-2030s, self-driving cars will no longer simply transport people. They will evaluate the people inside them. They will decide whether a person is safe enough to travel. And in many situations, they will refuse to start if they detect the slightest risk. This is not speculation. This is the natural evolution of autonomous transportation, and all the data being collected today is pushing the world toward this exact outcome. From 2026 to 2029, automakers and AI companies expanded biometric monitoring inside vehicles. Cameras began tracking eye dilation and blink rate. Microphones analyzed tremors in a driver's voice. Pressure sensors measured posture stability. Air sensors detected alcohol particles in real time. Heart rate monitors read stress and adrenaline levels. Facial AI identified emotion, cognitive load, and signs of neurological impairment. These systems were marketed as safety tools, but they created something far more powerful: the ability to detect a dangerous driver long before the danger becomes visible. By 2029, early prototypes could already identify intoxication, fatigue, rage, panic, and medical distress with chilling accuracy. Test vehicles predicted accidents before they occurred, often minutes in advance. At this point, car manufacturers had enough data to build a new kind of transportation system, one that would no longer depend on human judgment. By 2030, fully autonomous vehicles reached Level 5 capability. They didn't assist the driver, they replaced the driver entirely. Governments responded with a simple rule: if an autonomous car can detect danger, it must prevent danger. This gave vehicles the legal authority to deny travel. Between 2030 and 2032, stop permission systems became mandatory. Before a trip began, the car analyzed the occupant for alcohol, narcotic traces, heart irregularities, cognitive impairment, emotional instability, sleep deprivation, panic patterns, micro-expressions linked to aggression, and even hormonal fluctuations. If the system detected a risk, the vehicle simply refused to move. No negotiation, no override. Only one message: travel denied. Unsafe physiological condition detected. By 2033, self-driving cars no longer evaluated just the present moment. They used years of behavioral data to create dynamic risk profiles. These profiles accounted for reaction time history, stress cycles, emotional volatility, sleep patterns, past driving habits, and the times of day a person was statistically most likely to make mistakes. If your risk score crossed the threshold, even for reasons you didn't understand, the car would remain locked. Your confidence was irrelevant. The machine trusted data, not feelings. In 2036, the first major public incident went viral. A man attempted to drive to work. The vehicle scanned him, detected elevated aggression, and refused to start. When he became frustrated, the car interpreted the outburst as further emotional volatility and extended his travel suspension. His story sparked worldwide debate, but regulatory bodies sided with the vehicle. The biometric evidence was considered conclusive. The car had acted correctly. Between 2037 and 2039, transportation networks merged their databases into a shared risk registry. If one vehicle flagged you, every vehicle knew. Consequences escalated: temporary travel bans, permanent route restrictions, mandatory supervisor mode, or full blacklisting from autonomous networks. At this point, the monitoring extended beyond the car itself. Wearable devices, smart home sensors, workplace cameras, public surveillance, and even online behavior patterns contributed to a person's mobility score. A high pulse detected by your smartwatch could trigger a travel delay. A stress tone detected by your home assistant could downgrade your risk profile. Aggressive body language captured by a supermarket camera could restrict your routes. Mobility became a privilege governed by algorithmic trust. By 2040, self-driving cars expanded from analyzing physical danger to evaluating behavioral risk. They detected anger patterns, criminal probability signatures, deception indicators, antisocial tendencies, and mental instability markers. If the system believed you posed a threat to yourself or others, it could deny travel for as long as necessary. Some vehicles were even granted emergency authority to lock their doors and call authorities if the occupant's biometric readings suggested imminent danger. In this future, a self-driving car is not just a vehicle. It is a silent judge, a gatekeeper, a behavioral regulator. It monitors, it analyzes, it decides, When it determines that you are too risky, it will not obey you. It will not listen to your explanations. It will not negotiate. This future is not far away. Every sensor in today's vehicles, every AI model governing driver assistance, every safety regulation introduced over the next decade, everything is leading toward a world where your mobility depends on the approval of an algorithm. The real question is no longer whether self-driving cars will refuse to start if they think you are a risk. They will. The only question now is what you will do when your own vehicle decides you are too dangerous to move, and there is no human authority left to appeal to.